Good afternoon. So we're going to do it. We're going to move on. We're going to get into verse 2. First, we got to finish verse 1. Here we go. To Philemon, our beloved fellow worker, and Apphia, our sister, and Archippus, our fellow soldier, and the church in your house. So we're going to talk about a couple of things. Philemon, Apphia, Archippus, the two terms fellow soldier and church in your house, and then what does that mean to us today? So let's dive right in. Philemon. Philemon in the Greek means affectionate or kind. So follow me down a quick rabbit hole. What are the odds that Philemon wasn't his birth name? What are the odds that Philemon was a nickname that Paul knew? Philemon was known in the community as somebody who was affectionate and kind. And in writing this letter, Paul's doing two things. One, he's reminding Philemon of their relationship, their closeness by using a nickname. And two, reminding Philemon that his nickname is a Christian virtue and one that's going to be called into action here as he reunites with Onesimus, his former slave who ran off. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But what are the odds that Paul's using a nickname that maybe somebody listening to this has the same nickname and is being called to face that same circumstance? Also could be that Philemon's parents just named him Philemon. They thought it'd be a good name. And then Philemon, conveniently for Onesimus, grew into that nickname. So either one could work, but it is a good reminder that Philemon, affectionate or kind, it's a Christian virtue that's going to be called into action here. And it's very likely Paul was using it to put emphasis on what he was about to ask. Apphia and Archippus are very likely Philemon's wife and son, just from the context of how they come up in the salutation. So it's a good reminder that women are a critical part of God's plan for salvation. They always have been, they always will be. And Paul and Timothy are recognizing this wonderful Christian woman by name alongside the addressee of the letter. And then, on the assumption that this is husband and wife, Archippus, their son, as a fellow soldier. It'd be a strong encouragement from men like Paul and Timothy to be called a fellow soldier. And I'm sure Archippus, as a young man, probably had many decisions ahead of him on whether or not to follow in his own father's footsteps. And then, fellow soldier, it's a good reminder by Paul and Timothy to the readers that we are all on a mission for the gospel. And just as soldiers, we're expected to have discipline and to do our duty. So. And then lastly, to the church in your house. The church is always meant to be a larger family, an extension of the immediate. And so look at your immediate family, your extended family, and say, hey, is this kindness, this affection, this lovingness, this people on mission as soldiers, does this define us? And if so, congratulate. And if not, it's okay. Just pray for help and improvement. I'm going to end with a so what. So let's live into our identity in Christ. Would you bear the nickname Philemon? Would people call you that? If you were called Philemon, affectionate or kind, how would you feel about that? Does that make you comfortable, uncomfortable? What other Christian virtues do you see as nicknames for yourself, or would you hope as nicknames for yourself? And lastly, when you look at that community of believers around you, do you see a church of reconciliation? So drop your comments below. What did I miss? As Taylor says, like and subscribe. Please feel free to share. If you have a hard time finding the other videos, please let me know. I'd be happy to help. God bless.